Psychology is a fascinating realm that, when understood well, allows you to navigate social interactions in ways that can be surprisingly empowering and, at times, even transformative. The beauty of psychological techniques lies in their subtlety. They don't require flashy tactics or loud personalities. Instead, they allow for quiet yet profound shifts in the way we communicate, creating an impact without being overt. Let's dive deeper into some powerful, practical psychology tricks that, when used wisely, can help you master any social situation with finesse. Let's start with the stare down and the surprising power of simply looking at someone's shoes. Have you ever found yourself the object of someone's unwelcome gaze? It can be unnerving, especially in situations where confrontation isn't ideal. The subtle solution to this is almost counterintuitive, but remarkably effective. By looking at their shoes, you're signaling non-verbally that you've noticed their stare, but you're also deflecting direct eye contact in a way that leaves them feeling oddly exposed. Psychologically, people find it uncomfortable when their gaze isn't returned. It's as if you're questioning their intentions or motives without saying a single word. This action disrupts the typical flow of interaction, making the person question their own behavior and often leading them to look away. It's a small, silent shift that can make a big difference, giving you back a sense of control over your own space. In tense situations like arguments, the power of silence is often underestimated. When most people argue, they rely heavily on immediate back and forth exchanges, feeding off the energy of quick responses and reactive statements. However, staying silent as the other person finishes their argument and simply holding their gaze without rushing to respond creates a moment of tension that many find unsettling. This quiet pause works on a psychological level because it denies them the immediate validation or reaction they may be seeking. It's as though you're inviting them to reflect on their own words in real time, and in doing so, you hold the upper hand without saying a single word. This tactic can lead the other person to become more aware of what they've said, and sometimes, they may even reconsider or soften their stance. In this way, silence isn't merely passive, it's an active, controlled choice that exerts an almost gravitational pull on the conversation. Anxiety in social situations is a common experience, but there's an interesting psychological trick that involves something as simple as chewing gum. At first glance, chewing gum might seem like a mundane act, but it has surprising implications when it comes to anxiety management. The act of chewing mimics the behaviors we engage in when we're relaxed and safe, such as eating. Our brain registers this as a sign that there's no immediate threat. Evolutionarily speaking, humans don't eat when they're in danger. Hence, when you chew, your brain receives subtle signals that calm the fight or flight response. For those with social anxiety, chewing gum provides a straightforward way to trick the brain into associating the situation with safety rather than stress. This simple act can alleviate nervousness, grounding you and making it easier to speak clearly, make eye contact, and convey confidence. It's one of those seemingly trivial tricks that has surprisingly deep psychological roots. When it comes to fostering honesty, humor can be a surprisingly powerful ally. Making someone laugh before asking a serious question might seem counterintuitive, but there's sound psychology behind it. Laughter relaxes people and lowers their defenses, which is why laughter often leads to moments of honesty and vulnerability. By starting with a joke or light-hearted comment, you create an atmosphere that feels open and trusting. Humor acts as a social lubricant, helping people feel at ease, which is essential if you're hoping they'll be candid with you. It's not about manipulation, but rather about setting a tone that feels safe and supportive. When people laugh, they're more likely to let down their guard, making it easier for them to share their thoughts openly and honestly. This approach is especially helpful in conversations where you need clarity or truth, but want to avoid making the other person feel cornered or defensive. Each of these psychology tricks, though simple, relies on deeply rooted human tendencies. They're ways of navigating social situations that respect others' boundaries while also helping you maintain a sense of calm and control. When you understand and apply these techniques thoughtfully, you're not only improving your interactions, but also gaining insight into the ways people behave. This knowledge can make socializing feel less like a mystery and more like a skill you can refine. Imagine carrying these tools into your daily life, walking into a room with the confidence of someone who knows how to deflect uncomfortable attention, handle arguments without getting flustered, soothe their own anxiety, and encourage honesty with a workplace joke. It's about mastering the subtle art of influence, using quiet cues that others don't even realize they're responding to. And the best part, these are skills that anyone can practice and improve, making them a valuable addition to any social toolkit. So next time you find yourself in a tricky social situation, remember these psychology tricks and the quiet yet powerful influence they hold.